So you were able to cover quarterback James Morgan, who was taken in the 4th round of the 2020 NFL Draft by the New York Jets this season when he played for Florida International. What can you say about the leaps and bounds he made in his game in those 2 years he spent at Florida International?
Well, it's interesting because the kind of the way you put it, that he only spent 2 years there, that's kind of like weirdly a lot of the reason I think teams liked him coming out of the draft, because of how, well, first of all, he graduated from Bowling Green in just 3 years there. And then the way he progressed so quickly at FIU, it's kind of all a testament to just how his intelligence, which is kind of one of the biggest things I think coaches liked about him, particularly Bryn Renner, the quarterback coach at FIU. The work he was able to do to become, the clear-cut starter as a junior, coming in as a transfer, I think is kind of a big part of like what made him so interesting as a prospect. He obviously has all the physical tools, but it's kind of that off the field, the maturity, the intelligence that kind of elevates him to another level, ahead of maybe some of the guys who are similar to him physically. He's got that acumen that you look for as well.
So when you look at his adaptability and how he was able to pick things up so quickly, why is that so important now that he's going to be heading into his first professional season as a football player?
Well, obviously it's another big leap, jumping from his first school, Bowling Green, to FIU. It's obviously a transition, like we said, new offense, new system, different competition, but ultimately the level of competition is similar between those two mid-major conferences. Obviously, this is a big leap going from Conference USA to the NFL. Like I said, because he's got all the kind of the off-field stuff you look for, where he's gonna take some time to adjust if he has to get into a game. But I think in the practice field, in the film room, all that kind of stuff, he's going to excel, which will make him a useful guy to have around the team from day one, I'm sure.
Well, let's dive a little bit deeper into James Morgan's skill set. I'm glad you mentioned his ability, like you said, and what he can contribute to the quarterback room. What did you think his greatest strengths were as a passer?
Well, obviously you love the size, 6'4", 230-ish. Like he's got kind of exactly the frame you look for. And he's pretty athletic too. Like he's got that mobility. That's what you're looking for in the NFL now, guys who can blend that size and mobility. And he's not going to be like a run first type of guy, but he can at least move around in the pocket a little bit. But he made big throws. His accuracy was pretty good. And again, like the level of competition or the level of talent around him isn't like mind blowing, but they had some good skill guys there that he kind of lean on. Set passing yard records or kind of came close to some single season records in his short time there. He's not a guy who like kind of wows you in any regard, but he's just kind of pretty consistent across the board, which is I think what you like. And just the blend of the size and mobility makes you think that, he has a lot of room to continue getting better.
David Wilson from the Miami Herald. Thank you so much for your time, David, and your insight on quarterback James Morgan. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.